The bottom six guys are getting easier matchups because that Kings bottom six is largely inexperienced.
They're not going against Kopitar.
Right? And Todd McClellan has been firm in McDavid gets Danault, Draisaitl gets Kopitar, and the bottom sixes will hash it out. I think that strategy from LA is going to keep working in the Oilers' favor as the series goes on because the Oilers' bottom six is really good. And the point I made earlier this morning was if the Oilers, and Woodcroft showed in games 1 and 2, he has a willingness to do this. If the Oilers throw Bukestad and McLeod over the boards as their centermen in their own zone, when the shifts start in their D zone, how's McClellan going to respond to that? Because there's two ways he can go. He can go with his bottom six, which I think if you're the Oilers, you're more than happy to let him throw his bottom six and all the O-zone starts, because then that means Kempe's not starting in the offensive zone. It means Arvidsson and Danault and Moore, those guys aren't starting in the offensive zone. Or McClellan could say, okay, if you're throwing your bottom six, I want my big guns playing in the offensive zone. I'm throwing them over the boards, which just means Woodcroft can sit there and go, perfect. He went with Kopitar against McLeod. I'm going McDavid next, or I'm going Draisaitl next. I'm getting my big guns away from that matchup.
Or why don't you just throw Bukestad out to take the draw?
That too. And he's shown he can win draws against basically anyone.
Well, basically anyone. Like, how's he been? Like, is his exposure to Kopitar is probably limited.
Probably pretty low, yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see head-to-head how he does, because even if he's 50% or just north of it, like, that's good enough.
Yep.
Because 20% ain't it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. That's bad.
I know. It is.
Like, that's actually bad. That's where you can correctly use the term bad. 20%.
I just think the way the Oilers bottom six has been playing through 2 games is going to make the way McClellan handles his matchups, like, it's creating a potential matchup nightmare for Todd McClellan where he can't win the matchup game. And that's one of the reasons I really do think the Oilers are going to come out and win these next 2 games. Like, I'm actually pretty confident in them heading into games 3 and 4.
We can't get too confident.
I know.
We have to be nervous and anxious about every game and feel every second. Possession in our zone, we should be stressed the F out.
Yeah, sure.
That's how we got to live, because if we get too, because then that means we're sending complacent vibes to the team if we're not nervous. I don't say nervous, but just aware.
There have been about 105 minutes of this series at 5-on-5. The Oilers in that span have outshot the Kings 66-41. They have outscored them 4-3 in that span as well. The Oilers have been a much better 5-on-5 team. The numbers all back it up.
4-3, like, that's like,
but the shots,
again,
right?
That's like using bad poorly. Much better, 1 goal more. Like, that's still
the shots, 66-41.
Yeah, but the goals, which are really what count, are 4-3.